going to try to make this one as fast as possible. I'm going to speed run this YouTube video. Because this is just a show off game. This is a game I actually won. This is against Kevin Burbridge. I would say he's deserves to be a 1700 player. I don't know why his rating's so low on NASPA. Let's see here. I'm going to try to speed run this one, and then if I have enough time, I'll try to get another game into this video, because this was just, I think this is a blowout in my favor. I gotta figure out. Yeah, let me pause. All right, so I found the game. Actually, these need to be changed. He went first in this game. He opens vertically, which I hate because it throws me off. And he plays candy. Played XI for 36. Plays FET. Played 5. He plays bowing for 24. Where does that play? Okay. There's no bingo there. Played bebop. And again, like, I'm not gonna like analyze this game at all, really, because I may not have made like great plays every play, but it was good enough. So he plays Hijiras for 119. So you would think after this play that I'd be in trouble, but not really. I played Says 448. He plays Weta. $28 for Mew. Hold on, I'm gonna figure out where this is. Where does Mew play? 28. Oh, right there. Yeah, I bought some new tiles. The U was a little bit rubbed off on this one. A lot of these, my old tiles were worn when I played this tournament. He exchanged. Let's call it a pass. Sorry, I had to pause because my husband walked by my room and started saying something. Alright, so yeah, I drew the blank after that 2-tile draw, which is great. Sometimes after a 119 point play like Hejira's, I was only down by 70 and I had a 48 point play coming back. Sometimes it's not as bad as it may seem. especially if you have like a 48-point play coming back. Let's see here. So I played Bio here. Was that the best play? No. Boy, it was better. But it was still reasonable. Keeping the R. Yeah, Oi would have been better. It scores a lot better. Alright, but whatever. Minor mistake. Vid for 27. Where does Vid play for 27? Sierra 8 comes down. And now I have the lead already, which is great. He plays Fled. I still have the lead even after his play by 4 points. So I definitely have some, what you call in chess, initiative. Here I played Dumpka, which after I played Dumpka, Kevin said nice play, but it really wasn't that nice because you have all these other plays that actually score better. Pocket, no, I don't really like that one. Capote, I don't know, like maybe Dumpka is actually a good play because I don't like Capote either. It opens too many floaters. That C in particular makes me feel uneasy because there's like 8-letter words you can play to the C. Yeah, I don't really like Kapow either. It's 8 more points than Dumpka though. And it keeps CET, which is pretty good. So I kind of do like Kapow. Yeah, Kep. Yeah, this is just easily better than Dumpka. Dumpka, it was more of just a flashy play, showing off my vocabulary. Not really vocabulary, since I don't know what the word means, but my word knowledge. What does that word mean? So it's a Slavic ballad. Says he played Norai for 6. Oh, okay, yeah. So he probably had too many consonants. But that's kind of what that means to me. So I guess this game wasn't a blowout. This was a pretty close game. But yeah, then like at this point in the game, he started falling apart because he made all these low-scoring plays. I guess he's just fishing at this point. Played Sero for 30. That looks good. Lotto. And he plays Cat. So at this point, this game's almost over. I'm up 45 points. I have the blank, so the game is pretty much over. I don't see how he can come back from this. And then I bingo, so that's the game. I played Rundles here. So unless he has a triple, I just win the game here. With 3 R's out, it seems unlikely. Not really great letters left. It seems like unlikely he's gonna triple through that R with 3 R's out. He plays Lunar. He plays Eyes. And I played Not Away. So yeah, I won by over 100 points in this one, but it was a close game for most of the game. So yeah, I played pretty well here. I don't really have a lot to say about it. This is just kind of standard strong play from what I would expect for myself. I don't really have anything like to say that I played particularly well in this game. This is just kind of moves that I could expect a strong player like myself to make. So not really anything to think about here. I'm going to take a pause here and we'll do another one. So we're back to Greg Harper, who's an amazing player, and we're going to look at another game. This particular game is going to be kind of it's going to be kind of like post-traumatic stress disorder, or not post, is that the right word? It's going to be reliving a nightmare, basically. This game was a nightmare, and this is part of the reason I didn't want to go over these games. Is this particular game in particular? I have nightmares about this game, but yeah, let's look at it. Let's see if I can face my fears here with analyzing this game. I wasn't looking forward to analyzing this one. And I don't really know what happened in this game. This was late in the tournament, and I was really trying my best to win 7 games, because winning 7 and 13 would have been a lot better than 6 and 6 wins, 14 losses, which is what I ended up doing. This was, I think, the penultimate game. Was this game? I think I got over. Part of the reason I lost this game was I got overconfident. And once you see this game, you kind of understand why I got overconfident, because it was very kind of unlikely for me to lose this game. But I got myself into some time pressure, because I spent a lot of time just trying not to lose, and then I lost anyway, and it was really sad. Let me get the photo I took of it. He opens with a bingo reunion, but it's okay, because if your opponent opens with a bingo, but then you also have a bingo coming back, they pretty much cancel each other out. I think Spyrea might be... It wasn't the only bingo. Oh, I had pre-union. Oh my god, that would have been so much better than what I did. That would have been 6 points better, but still. Yeah, I just forgot that reunion took the P-hook. Wow, okay. That's a pretty bad miss, actually. It's only 6 points. But those 6 points could have really... I think that would... I only lost by 10 points in this game, so that could have really helped. Wow, okay. The cool thing about if I had played it here is it opens another bingo lane, and it makes sure that the upper left corner of the board is just going to be stays open, which is something as an aggressive player I would really appreciate, is having that B column open for bingos. That would have been so good. Here I'm forming a right angle, which is closing the board a little bit, which I don't like, and it also gives that huge spots on J10 and J14 for the Z and X. So Spirea there is just a lot more inferior than Spirea here gives almost nothing back except for that 12D to 12 or 15D spot. It's the only thing it gives back, and that's not that dangerous, because if that spot gets hit hard, I'm just going to hit back right away with the triple lane. So yeah, that's a lot bigger miss than it actually looks like, and I should be able to see it spot a word like pre-union. All right, so I am a little bit disappointed I missed that. I think the problem is, there's a saying in chess, if you see a good play, look for a better play. That applies here. I just missed the better play of pre-union. There's a lack of creativity. Yeah, that's just not going to be good. Pair Iras. All right, yeah, I made the second best play, though, it looks like. Which it doesn't really look like the second best play with all those huge spots that I'm opening. I made that play way too quickly. I think I was just so excited to nullify his opening bingo that I got too excited. He plays Dan. So let's see if I had a bingo here. This looked like a promising rack. So no bingo here. Wonder if there's any sevens in this rack. No. Okay. So no bingo, but I'm close to one, so I fished, which is the right thing to do. But then he hits hard with... This is why Spirea was such a bad play, because I got hit hard there with XI. And yeah, pre-unions was a pretty big miss. And I knew the word pre-union. There was no reason for me not to see that. I've seen that word before. See how far up it is in the file. Yeah, it's pretty far up. I have in my study cards. All right. Played Hepatica and Hepatica, and he actually challenges this, which is great. And then I started to get full of myself and arrogant, and I lost the game. And I should easily be able to win this game. And I missed Apologia, which I should have been able to see. I also missed Hooligan. Apologia is a vowel dump, so I should be able to see this without too much trouble. So this is just a pretty big miss. I played Lagoi, which, if I'm not going to play a bingo, that's probably a good play. But anyway. Then he plays Juntas, go 42. And so I still have a pretty big lead here. That's a 47-point lead, and it's my turn. That's almost, especially now that I have both blanks, this should just be game, set, and match. I shouldn't be losing this game. And somehow I did. Which is more of a testament of how strong of a player he is than how weak of a player I am. I mean, even though I knew that I should be winning this game, I really took my time trying to make sure I didn't fuck this up. And then I fucked up anyway. D-bait is probably fine here. Plays Fido. I'll be having Josh Sokol look at this one. This is a good one for him to look at. I probably won't have Josh look at that previous game. The only thing I said in my previous game that, you know, it's just a standard game and I should be able to win a game like that. But it was kind of a good thing that I didn't get too discouraged after he played Hajira's, because that was a 119-point play. And I did get, I do remember I did get a little bit discouraged after that came down, but I was able to do something very important that mature high-level Scrabble players need to be able to do, is not to get too discouraged in the moment. And sometimes people will do things that, like, I think I even held the play Hajira's, but I was able to remember that was a word. And sometimes people will challenge something just because they don't like how much it scores, like it's 119 or if it's a triple, which you shouldn't be doing that. You should be basing your challenges on the merits of how valid it looks rather than how much it scores. I did play Kowtow here, but it looks like Kowtow might have been better. I'm not sure. But this at least avoids the triple lane, so only 4 points less is probably the right play. Trying to figure, it says he plays AI here. I'm trying to find where that plays. It says he scored 22. He scored 22 for AI. Alright, I'm gonna pause because I have no idea what's going on. Okay, it looks like an A, but I can see that's a Q. That's why it scores so much. So let's change that to a Q and see if this makes more sense. Okay, so he plays key for 22. Alright, that makes more sense. And then, so just to kind of see here, I'm up at 319. This says I'm up 319, so I must have scored something. It says I'm up 319 to 228. So that's not quite 100, it's more like 90. We'll estimate that to be I'm up 90. So, and then I have a really bad rack here. So this is where I think I started to go into mode where I was like, okay, let's just not fuck this game up. And then I fucked it up. And I'm not really quite sure what happened exactly. So this is, if you look at the board shape, it's this is kind of an unusual shape for a board, a Scrabble board, because you kind of have like this weird thing going on in the upper left quadrant where there's some overlaps, and then it's just kind of sprawled out in the bottom right. And so when you think about this board shape, my goal here is to close down the board, and it's not really. I usually like open boards, and this board isn't as open as a lot of the games I play are, because I like to keep the board so open. And here I obviously just want to close down the board because that's just what you do in this type of position where you're up 90 points. And so that's what I was thinking. I need to close down the board. And I actually exchanged here, and I kept nest. And so why would I do that? Well, there's a hook for ire, where if I bingo again, hooking ire, then I just win. There's a spot for a bingo above Katao. NEST has got to be a really strong leave, because it's got the S and it's got some pretty good tiles to go with the S. I'm going to say that's probably worth 20, maybe. Yeah. So, let's see. What were my other options? So I could play Nevis here. That puts a big scoring spot in J2. This would be a big spot for the F, if he has the F, or the H. So, kind of don't like this move. Vented. It's not really closing down the board, and it keeps the U. So, I mean, keeping nest and exchanging may seem kind of crazy, but I kind of like this move because I'm correct. If I do hit another bingo, that's one way to win the game, is just hitting another bingo. But the problem is that I didn't hit my bingo. And this exchange was probably too arrogant and was my downfall of this game, the start of my downfall in this game. So he played Foy for 17. So Foy is kind of a good move on his part because it doesn't block. One of the things that you don't want to do when you're behind 90 points is close any bingo lanes down. So Foy does that perfectly. So great move on his part. And then you can see that I ran into trouble with my nest. I drew AAE, which is not what I wanted to see. And did I play ace? I did play ace. So I made the right play here. That's the perfect play in that position. Nothing else to say. But it's not really that hard of a play to see either for ace there. So, but yeah, there was absolutely nothing wrong with that play. So then he plays Boric. And then I wrote down my rack. Sometimes when I write my racks down, I just throw any kind of combination that looks kind of wordy together. This one's ratness. So often, like, when I first get my tiles on my rack, I immediately look for what's the best prefix or suffix I can put together. In this particular rack, you have the two S's. I always try to avoid having two S's on my racks because it's they say that having two S's is better than one, but I'm like, in practicality, it doesn't feel like that's true to me, because like, I don't know. Did I miss a bingo here? No, there's no bingos here. That's the weird thing with this rack, is it's like got amazing letters, but there's no bingo. Okay, so there was a bingo here, but it didn't play. Sarsnet. And I didn't see that bingo anyway. But it wouldn't have been, I think part of the reason I didn't see the bingo is because even if I had saw the bingo, it wouldn't have played. So I wasn't really looking for bingos that started with an S, because there was no place to bingo if it started with an S. I only had bingos with Ires, and I think I spent a really long time, because this rack looks so amazing, and there's no bingo that plays on this board, so it's just infuriating. And it looks like there might be something through the C, and there's just nothing. And so, yeah, this board's already starting to get closed down, so I was thinking, like, so now I've started to let him catch up a little bit. He's only down 55 here, but I've still got a good enough lead where if maybe it can still close down the board. But this was tough because I have such a great rack. So do I want to fish and hit a bingo, or do I want to close down the board? That was kind of the dilemma. So I think I spent a really long time on this play, and then I really should have saved more time for the end game here. What did I play here? I spent a really long time. Whatever I played here, I spent a really long time trying to figure out the best play. I ended up opting to just not blow up my rack because, yeah, I think, yeah, all my best plays, the best thing I could do here for scoring is S's here, which I just didn't see that play. It's kind of a hard play to see. I think S's might be the best play because that does score 20. I do kind of like Fido's here. The problem is abo is a word in this dictionary, so I gotta watch out for that. What did I do here? I played Tows, T-O-W-S. Okay. So the idea here is that it opens up another lane, and I should be able to bingo. Because AENRS is just such an amazing leave. That's going to be quite a bit more than 19.5. So this is even better than my previous leave of Nest. I just want to show you guys how good this leave is. What was the leave here? Toes left. AENRS. So yeah, it's like 4 points better. So I'm continuing to improve my rack. So this should... did I have the last S here? I did have the last S, so that makes this this Toes is actually a really good play because I have the last S. Okay. Yeah, whenever you should always, whenever you have an S, and especially it's getting to the later parts of the game, you should always be looking for stuff like this where you can use your last Fs in a great way like this. So he probably blocks that right away. No, he doesn't block it right away, actually. He plays Volgo. So I should just be able to win by bingoing on row 1 because I left such a great leave. But what did I draw here? This is where it starts getting... So I kept spending more and more of my time because I kept getting racks like this that look like they're so promising, but they don't have any bingos. This is just sad. So I kind of see why I lost this game. But it's just so sad that this happened. So I spent a long time looking for bingos that weren't there on this rack. Oh, man. What did I do here? Played Am for 20, so that score is decent. But at this point, I was really starting to get lower in time. And then finally he does... block. He blocks that spot with abo. Oh, man. I told you this game's giving me Post-traumatic stress syndrome. I'm sorry, guys. But the thing is, I'm still like up 70 points. I shouldn't be losing this game. I'm trying so hard. Like, this is a case I was trying so hard to not to lose that it ended up being a negative, that I was taking so much time because I just wasted all my time. I had no time for the end game, and then I lost in the end game. And I missed. Well, this one I can forgive myself. This is a weird, kind of advanced word. Let's see if I've ever seen it in Chaser. So I have seen it, but you can see it's down towards the bottom. I first saw this word in 2021, and I haven't made flashcards this far down yet. So yeah, and Chaser kind of a more advanced word. So it's not terrible that I didn't see it, but maybe it is. All right, so yeah, and by this time I was losing time. I wouldn't have found in Chaser anyway, but I was looking for something and I couldn't find it. And then I fished again, which is what it says I should do, with, it looks like NE, if I read my hand, yeah, NE. I played here because the S goes pretty well with the H. And then he played loved. Where does loved play? Okay. So that doesn't really block my... I think there's only one bingo spot left. And I obviously... He knows I have the S, so this is kind of a strange play. Why he didn't just block my remaining bingo spot. But like, I have this. I drew to A, N, E, and R, S. I drew a U and a T. So that has, again, no sevens. Does it have any eights? Through that C, no, nothing through the C. So that C was destroying me too. What did I play here? I played NU for 3. I got rid of the U somewhere. Yeah. I'm just curious how good of a leave this is. Oh yeah. So for this I have to... The T actually has this up for... So the leave is actually worth 40 points. But the problem is, even though this leave is worth 40 points, and I probably... finally hit something after fishing off that U, he can easily block that Ayers spot, and I'm sure that's exactly what he did. He played this game really well, to his credit, and in a way he deserved to win this game. But I wasn't like so arrogant that I just thought I should definitely, this game was mine by right. I actually wrote down on Hotters, and you can see why I'd be so frustrated looking for bingos and not finding them. On Hotters here, you can see I wrote down what my time was on my clock. I had 1 minute and 38 seconds left on my clock after I played new. So I was really in a bad way. He plays Pier, I'm sure blocks, yeah, so Pier, just in the nick of time, of course, he's going to block my remaining spot to bingo. Crasher. Okay, yeah, I didn't have a bingo there, but I had Charters, and I would have seen Charters. Yeah, I saw that Charters would have played, and then he blocked it. So then I did play Raw. And then this is the heart. I'm still up 70 points, but this is the heartbreaking part of the game right here. The way this finishes is insane. So 46 points for Zian. And I missed Zest because I had no time. I had no time on my clock, and I panicked and I missed Zest. I played Welt. Cause I had no time. I didn't want to lose 10 points. But then he plays Zyme. And then I played Reg. Does this actually win? Oh, Leggers. If I play Leggers, then I win by 1 point. This is not a word I knew. But it's a legger. Fishing bait. That's an obscure 5-letter word. I've never seen this word. I've never seen this word, legger. I've never seen this word. Legarity, colleger, a ledger. I've never seen this 5-letter. I have yet to start my study of all the fives, valid fives. This could have helped me if I had known this word, legger. Oh, I know the word now. This is why I'm not quite yet 1800 yet, because I don't know a word like legger. I played a reg instead. And then, of course, he wins by 10 points. I'm playing it somewhere for 9, it looks like. So the final score that was recorded was 444 to 434. Looks like I misscored something by 2 points. This was a heartbreak of a game. I was able to get through it, though, without crying. Thanks, guys, for watching. There's a number of, things I could say about this game. Really, in retrospect, now that I've actually looked at this game again, I don't really think I played this game that bad. My main downfall in this game was the reason I missed Zest at the end. I shouldn't have missed Zest at the end, but the reason I missed it was because I got myself into time trouble. So the moral of the story is sometimes when you get ahead by as much as I did in this game, it's okay to fish and try to hit another bingo, which will put you so far ahead that your opponent can't realistically come back. It's okay to go for that. However, what you shouldn't do is when you're fishing and it looks like you're not finding anything right away, sometimes that's a good sign that there just isn't any bingos there and you're wasting your time, which can be very valuable in games like these. So that's the big moral, that's the big takeaway from this game, is sometimes time is the most important thing. You gotta keep that time for the end game, and I didn't do that here. So that's my takeaway from this game. let me know if you have a takeaway. And I'll see you in the next video. If you enjoyed this Scrabble video, please like and subscribe. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. I'll see you next time. Bye.